Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you for taking the time to join me on our daily trade recap. I took a day off. I mean, we had such a fantastic play the other day, 800% from our entry, which is wild. Very cool stuff. And we even gave a re-entry in that video, right? I posted the video and we're scaling out. I was like, hey, you know what? In the afternoon, if we see a reversal signal, you can take an entry and you would have gotten another 5-1 and potential 260% trade if you would have listened, which is incredible. So, what we have here is a downtrend breakout coupled with a reversal signal, pairing it with not one, but two key level breakouts, right? The 21 crossing the 50 with the price reclaiming and basing above. See how we reclaim the 200 here? Then we base above it. We base above it and the rest is history, right? And even doubling with VWAP, where it's kind of a false break, but then we break above, retest, and go. So fantastic play to end the day last week, which is pretty cool. And then out of nowhere, HKD comes back to life. So this was an old meme runner. It's got some history with the GameStop crew, as well as its underwriters Loop Capital, Anthony, our boy. Love him or hate him, right? So always up to his China shenanigans. And it's not just that, because we have we have a couple things. The swaps from GameStop, if you're familiar or not, that's fine. But a catalyst and a really good one. Revenue up by 1,000%. That is substantial on their earnings. And so what do? It's our news pop entry model. Something that we showcase here literally every single video. This is all I do. We have our news pop, then it breaks down on VWAP, and then it reclaims VWAP. Okay, and where do we enter? On the reclaim. Where's our stop loss? On the pullback. Then it's a 1-1. Congratulations. 2-1. Congratulations. 3-1. Easy peasy. 4-1 and 5-1. Oh my gosh. And then you know what? It breaks down, as all things do, right? And so if we don't get the reversal signal, this is good to look at, right? Because you're either getting one of two things. A stock runs in the morning and it either gives it all back and dies, or there's continuations, right? So here we have give it all back and die, right? Where it tried to reverse, right? We had our reversal signal here, 21 crossing the 50. But what didn't we have? Rejection, rejection, rejection. There's no key level breakout of VWAP. We can't even reclaim, never mind base above. And that is why we pair the reversal of those EMAs with a key level breakout. Because if we get it, we get this. If we don't, we get this, right? So that is, the big thing here, right? Because not everybody catches the news pop early morning to ride it up. Some people, they like to sleep in past 8 a.m. Imagine that. I don't really know. I haven't slept that late in 20 years. But they can still easily get in on these, mid-morning, afternoon reversal signals for a piece of the pie. Just because you're not in, early morning with me at 87 cents doesn't mean you can't get in at $2, right? What it does mean, though, is that you can't get in at $2 on the way up, because you're buying all-time highs here. You don't know, right? But after the reversal signal, once the momentum has reset, then you're going to be good, to get some dinner there. So that's all I really have for you guys today. We can take a look at the S&P 500 as well, which I believe to be retracing some tinfoil here for you in today's video. The market is so high, right? It's higher than I get, right? And I love to get high. Last time we talked about this, we said, okay, we have this downtrend breakout. We're rejecting. We're going to have to break above, right? And we do, right? So I guess I can get rid of that. Oops. We even had a nice play there. So we have a downtrend breakout here, right? And then a retest where we hold that trend as now, instead of resistance, it's support, and expand off of that. So, we could expand from some time. I'm not going to call this as the top. We see so many people flooding social media with, oh, it's the top. It's 1928. Market crash is right around the corner. Like mainstream media is going to tell you what's up. Honestly, give your head a shake. And that's not just, your Fox News or your Bloomberg money, whatever. It's also, your Reddits and your Facebooks and all of it. Don't kid yourself. Um, so I don't buy it, Could we have a slight retracement? Sure. Does it look like we're in a bubble? Yeah, but stocks always go up. People, saying, oh, it's a .com bubble, but these companies have revenue, like they're making money. So if anything, it's maybe just a symptom of money printing and inflation, which is, that's another problem. And it's not going to cause a crash. It's going to make it go even higher, right? Um, a long time ago, we had the dollar devaluing under Nixon, right? And how old are you? But this and everyone's like, oh, market crash, bubble, gold and silver squeeze, which we see a lot of these things here again today, which is why I bring it up. But how did that end? Right? They tied the dollar to gold, and away we go into just another massive bull market. So it's, and if any this administration would be the ones to do it, tying it to Bitcoin, I don't know, something. So to say that this is the end of the House of Cards, probably not. Now, I want to play devil's advocate here and say that they could actually be engineering it. So we see them cut SNAP benefits, right? And what happens here? It's not the food that people don't buy, it's the rent that they don't pay, and it's the credit card that they don't pay, etc. Right? And it's the loaners and the creditors that are going to come up short, which isn't great, right? And that would obviously cause a lot of stress on the system, and that's going to cascade. So I think that would be more to watch for than anything. Of course, that's kind of in lieu right now. Are they going to get SNAP benefits? Are they not? We're going to have to wait and see what the courts and the administration decide, right? But if that were to happen, I would be more likely to believe a potential crash in the future. And again, I don't want to say that it's out of the cards completely, but it just feels suspect. Like, when you hear buy, you sell. When you hear sell, you buy. You drive that into your mind, and you'll do really well in the market, because that's just the way things work. Like, and we mentioned this in our GameStop video too. We had a whole bunch of hype, around these $25 calls. We got these swaps going. We're gonna squeeze. I'm gonna be rich. But in reality, and I don't know this for sure, but whether it be this individual or other individuals that see this happen and then take advantage of it, a lot of sold calls, right? So, you see someone say buy something, but you see even more people selling that thing that someone said to buy. And that is on the opposite as well. When they're screaming sell something, it may be a good time to pick it up as it's on a low, but they want you to sell so they can buy that, right? Because they need the liquidity, they need the movement there. So just kind of what I think is happening moving forward. On that note, we got some bullish gaps here, baby. Draw those out. Woo! Let's turn our magnet on here. And that is a daily gap that's respecting. This is another daily gap that's respecting. And so this is the funniest thing to me, right? It's like, oh, market crash, market crash, market crash. You know what happened last time we had a downtrend breakout into upper gaps like that? Do you know what happens? I'll show you. Okay, here we are. Downtrend breakout into an upper gap, into an upper gap, into an upper gap. So even though it went down into this first gap and made that second gap and then back into the second gap, you know where it ended up? Not below it. We ended up here, So, we've got this downtrend breakout, and I follow it all the time, as you can see, right? We track this forever, for years now. So it's just suspect. Come on, downtrend breakout into double gap. And gap ups too, not gap downs. So, this is one saying that has been really kind to me my whole life is, I think the lady doth protest too much. Whenever someone's yelling about something, why are they yelling about it? Because it's probably to benefit them, right? So just kind of food for thought. I think the market could swing bearish and crash eventually, but I don't think it's coming up right away. I think we got quite a bit of runway left here. So again, I don't know. I'm just a dummy that likes to play with the charts. And we'll see you all tomorrow, right? We're going to play around tomorrow. Don't worry. and we'll see how things unfold for. And then Monday, I like to keep it slow. So if you're here for the day trades, I like to play it slow on Monday. Just dip your toe into the water, see what's moving, take stock on everything. Right? Are there news plays as of a specific theme really grabbing that volume, or is it no news plays? God forbid it's China penny stocks or something like something I don't like, but it could maybe it's an IPO themed week or rare earth metals. It could be drones. Like there's so many uh, potential themes, and the market, don't kid yourself, definitely does move in themes. We're gonna have to wait and see, right? So um, it could be private placements. It could be crypto trade. Like I don't know. I have no idea. Um, it could be earnings plays for all I know, because HKD was in earnings plays last week. So maybe we wait for those to continue this week. So we're just gonna take an observation of everything. Look what's moving. Maybe try to get into one safe play, and then on Tuesdays where we really like to start farming out. Wednesday, Thursday, hit it hard. Friday, kind of on that Monday vibe where we just want to close everything out, make sure that we're protecting ourselves and getting ready for the next week, right? So, aside from that, a couple people mentioning, oh, do you have a Discord? Or I want to, this call it was gas. I don't want to give anyone call outs until they've mastered this risk reward. If you can't manage your risk, you don't deserve the call out, and you certainly don't deserve the reward, because it is the ability to cut this trade on that risk again and again and again and again and again and again. That's the important part. Cutting it when you scale out and you're green, it's far easier to do than to stick with this, right? And furthermore, your size is appropriate. See how when I change my stop loss, the quantity or size of the trade changes, right? Because I'm utilizing the same 3% risk. So the less shares I buy, the more I'm able to buy, because my risk is so much smaller. Well, the same, it's linear, but you know, it is smaller based on our entry, right? It's less points away than as a stop loss down here. But now our size is far less. It's 10 times less size, right? Um, so it's the entry models that we always talk about. We did a couple of them here in this video. Setting that risk based on the entry model, sizing in appropriately, again based on that, and then confirming your profits, scaling out. And until you can do that, you can't be taking any trades, right? So this is something you need to master for those of you who are curious, right? Again, I don't want to be charging anyone for any. You see so many of these groups are like, $700 a month and we'll give you, our call outs and stuff. It's like, great. I mean, that's fantastic. Sure, you're winning, but can you guarantee that I win? And you can do that. I've been here doing it for years. I've been in lots of those groups. And you know what? They're not that special. If you learn how to trade, it's not like things aren't moving. And like you have a volume scanner. We're all trading, whether you're in a group or not, we're all trading the same three things, because there's literally not that many things moving in the day, right? So get your volume scanner set up appropriately, get your news scanner set up, learn the news so you can act accordingly, and just repeat the process and manage your risk, right? So that's, I guess, my advice before, buy this stock at whatever, because again, when someone says buy, it might not necessarily be in your best interest to buy, right? Have a great day. I appreciate you. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon in the next, okay? Take care of yourselves.